YMCA of the Rockies boasts two beautiful mountain locations, Estes Park Center and Snow Mountain Ranch. Each property is surrounded by nature and forests, and it's our job to be good stewards of the environment we operate on. Forests cover over 30% of the planet's total land area and absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide from the Earth's atmosphere. Because trees are a natural way to help reduce CO2 emissions, protecting our forests is incredibly important. Snow Mountain Ranch is made up of over 5,000 acres of lodgepole pines and mountain vistas. YMCA of the Rockies has protected 2,800 acres of the Snow Mountain Ranch property through a conservation easement that forever preserves the scenic landscape for the benefit of wildlife and future generations. This project was made possible through the Forest Legacy Program, the Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund, and the Conservation Fund.
Yeah, so we do have to work closely, and we work with the Colorado State Forest Service. They manage our logging, and they manage what we do in that aspect. They come out, and we are classified as forest agriculture in our land use, and we also have half of our property in a conservation easement. Both of those have to be inspected each year, and we have to have a forestry plan each year for the coming year. So some of it's thinning, some of it's burning piles, excess wood, some of it is cutting down, and we get grants and work closely with them to do what they need to do. And sometimes they call us and say, hey, we have a grant. Can we do some logging on your property? So the mountain pine beetle really hit Grand County hard in 2006. The Y was very proactive right off the bat and set aside about $350,000 a year for the next 3 years, and then ongoing some smaller money to manage the forest. So we have, over those years since then, we have cut down and managed about 900 acres of clear cut to get rid of the dead mountain pine beetle. It's cost the Y over $1.5 million to be able to do that, but we also protected our property from fire. We did have a fire on site in 2007 that did not do any damage to the buildings, even though it burned through some of our high-end cabins. All the regrowth that you see here is natural regrowth. We've been very proactive, like I said, and it has protected us from the fires.
Estes Park Center is made up of over 860 acres of ponderosa pines and is surrounded on 3 sides by Rocky Mountain National Park. YMCA of the Rockies is proud to partner with Estes Valley Land Trust to preserve over 127 acres of Estes Park Center property so future generations can enjoy these natural spaces.
What we do for forestry measures is in the summertime we keep all our grass mowed down around the cabins. Our flashy fuels, we mow those probably about 30-40 feet out away from each cabin. We trim around each cabin as well. This time of year, we start cutting the ladder fuels up from those trees. And those are the limbs that are hanging low to the ground. We try to get those off the ground about 5 to 6 feet away from the ground level. In case a fire does come through, it will help the spread of the fire, keep that down as much as it can. We have 900 acres here, so we try to get eyes on every tree if we can, within a quick glimpse, from trees that could fall, hurt somebody, removing trees from our trail system. We thin trees that are 6 inches or less in diameter, and we remove those to keep the forest thinned out as best we can without removing all the trees. We partner with the Forest Service. We also partner with Thunder Mountain. It's a property adjacent with us in Windcliff. We're putting together a grant as we speak to do some fire mitigation and slash removal. They're going to be using our property to store some of that stuff, some of their equipment for sure. We're already doing some of the principles that they're looking for already here on our YMCA of the Rockies property, and we'll combine those 3 properties together to hopefully, if a fire comes through, to minimize fire spread, fire behavior the best we can.
An important YMCA of the Rockies success in forest stewardship was establishing conservation easements at each campus. These easements serve as powerful tools for implementing land management best practices because they provide legally binding agreements that limit certain types of development or land use on the easement. This ensures the protection of ecosystems, sensitive habitats, and open spaces, thereby promoting biodiversity and native species, mitigating the effects of climate change, and offering opportunities for outdoor recreation and education. With all of this open space to protect, YMCA of the Rockies staff works hard each year to maintain our forests. YMCA of the Rockies is proud to operate in such beautiful spaces, and our goal is to continue to offer outdoor experiences for generations to come. So, what are some ways you can help to preserve the natural environment?